This blueprint right here is all you need in 2024 to start selling on Amazon successfully. It doesn't contain steps on how to resell products from retail stores or generic products from Alibaba because that simply does not work. This blueprint contains the perfect blend of resources to create a top-performing branded product that will convert sales from day one, and I'm giving it to you all for free. In just a few minutes, you'll know all 5 steps to get started with your Amazon business this year, along with one secret step that will accelerate this entire process. So don't miss that part. All right, step 1, master the art of product research. If you were starting any other business, such as a pizza restaurant, you would want to know who the local competition is, as well as what the customers are interested in, right? This requires you to research the area's competition and also if there's even a market for another pizza restaurant. Let me tell you something, selling on Amazon is absolutely no different. First, determine which software you want to use to figure out what product you'll be selling based on demand, competition, and overall opportunity. Google Trends is a free resource that you can use. However, you're going to be limited to the data that isn't directly related to customers searching on Amazon. So I recommend purchasing a 1 to 3 month Jungle Scout membership to gain access to the data you need. After gaining access to it, use this set of filtered criteria that I'm giving to you for free so you can find those top trending products. Here's the filtered criteria, so make sure to take a screenshot of this clip. All right, so next you're going to run through the list and look for ones that have an upward trending search volume over the past 2 years. This suggests demand will continue to rise throughout 2024 and when you begin selling the product. The last thing you want to do is to think about how you're going to differentiate your product from the rest of the competition. If you take away one thing from this video, it's that I want you to know you will not succeed if you resell a generic product on Amazon that someone is already selling. You can change the color of your product, enhance the design based on your competitor negative reviews, or add an accessory to the set. It's critical that you do this. Step 2, estimate your cost to unlock greater profits. You have a product idea or 2 at this point, so now it's time to determine if you'll actually be able to profit with this idea. By estimating your cost as accurately as possible, it'll give you the most certainty that you will profit when you begin selling this product. I recommend using the margin calculator on an app that I actually built called Seller Buddy to quickly calculate all of this information for you. This is also absolutely free to use this calculator, and you can access it through sellarbuddy.app. After typing in your product's general information, scroll down to your profit margin. We want this to be 35% or higher, meaning we keep $3.50 for every $10 of revenue that we generate. By the way, 35% is not an arbitrary number. On average, you're going to spend about 20% on advertising costs, and that will leave you with 15% net margin. Now, what is 15%? 15% is the average Amazon seller profit margin, so that is why we want to shoot for this at a minimum. Step 3, unforgettable branding creates a legacy product. I only teach my audience how to private label products because 1, it's what I've been doing since 2018, and 2, it's the only business model out of the 4 that I've tried that has actually succeeded. It's also what 56% of Amazon sellers practice, so there's obviously a good reason. So what is private labeling? Private labeling is where we'll take a brand name that we create and place it on a manufactured product. By branding your product with a catchy name, it will improve customer loyalty, build trust, and increase your perceived value. When thinking of a brand name, I recommend taking 2 words that describe your product and combining them into one, which is known as a portmanteau. For example, the word motel is a portmanteau for motor and hotel. If I was selling a pizza container product, I may make my brand name Pizzatainer for pizza and container. Do the same and you'll get customers excited about your product for years to come. You'll also stand out from all those Chinese brand names on Amazon, if you know what I'm saying. All right, step 4, negotiate better than Harvard. At this point, we have a product that we want to sell, verified cost and profit, and a brand name. Now we need to find our supplier to make this product and to achieve the best deal possible. I recommend sourcing products from Alibaba if you're looking overseas, or wholesalecentral.com if you're looking for USA suppliers. Again, make sure you differentiate this product. Now it's time to negotiate with your supplier to get the best deal possible, and we're going to do it better than a Harvard business graduate. I will tell you exactly how to do this without the $300,000 price tag right now. Step 1, reach out to at least 3 suppliers and request quotes for half the units you actually want. Make sure to mention that this is a test production run, and if all goes well, you plan to increase your order size in the months to come. Refer to yourself as the team so you can appear bigger than you or your company may be. 2, once you receive your quotes, place all of the information in a comparison table shown here. This will give you a complete understanding of how the quotes differ. 3, starting with the supplier with the highest total price or the least competitive offer, explain to them how you received other competitive offers and give them one last chance to come down to your desired range. Now for the supplier with the most competitive offer from the start, ask them to come down to your desired range if you were willing to double your order size. The beauty here is that you were originally planning to order that amount from the beginning, but now the supplier thinks they've just doubled their order with you, so they'll be more willing to help you out with rates. Repeat this with all suppliers. The last step, and at the end of the negotiation process, choose the offer that is most competitive and provides the best quality. All right, before we wrap everything up with the exciting final step here, I want to share with you a cheat code that you can apply to this entire process, which will help you gain results 50% quicker. That is, work with an experienced mentor. A mentor can help you avoid costly mistakes and accelerate the learning curve. I lost over $3,000 in my first month selling back in 2018, and I know for a fact that if I was working with a mentor, this all could have been avoided. If you're open to it, I offer mentoring services on Patreon where I work with you one-on-one 4 days a week. One of my students from this past year launched a grilling product and brought in over $10,000 in revenue in his first 90 days. Normally this process can take up to 3 months, but he was able to do it all within 1.5 months, or 50% of that time thanks to mentoring. It doesn't matter to me if you select my program to go with or someone completely different, it just matters that you're using a mentor to avoid those costly mistakes. Now, when you're selecting a mentor, I recommend looking for these 3 things in that person. 1, they still actively sell on Amazon. 2, they've been selling or teaching for at least 5 years. 3, they value teaching you directly, and they're not trying to sell you an online course. The final step, number 5 to the blueprint, is to announce your product to the world with product targeting ads. We're at the final step of the process and facing a major issue as a new brand name and a new product on Amazon. We have 0 reviews and we have horrible search rank. That means we'll see very little organic traffic coming in through the search results, and we'll need to rely on advertising to bring in customers. Most beginners start out with targeting keywords with an automatic campaign generated by Amazon through their pay-per-click or PPC advertising program. Usually they'll target broad keywords or phrases that customers may be typing in, and what often happens is customers who are not even interested in that product stumble upon their listing, which leads to overspending for their ad campaign as well as a low conversion rate. The solution to this is to target your established competitor listings and place your ad on their page. By doing this, you'll save money since product targeting ads tend to be less expensive than keyword targeting, and you can guarantee that you're placing your ad in front of the right audience since they're looking at your competitor's page. Our ad goal should be an advertising cost of sales, or ACoS, of 15 to 20%. That means we'll give up 15 to 20% of our profit per sale. Another metric to focus on is a campaign return on ad spend, or ROAS, of 3 times, which means you brought in $3 for every $1 you spent on advertising. There you have it, exactly what I would do if I were to start an Amazon business in 2024 from scratch. Make sure to check out my free 7-hour course for every single step for this process and my other video on how to do this in 41 days, step by step.